Welcome back. This is Rainey Bastarash with the American School of Hypnosis Telephone Hypnosis Training Webinar. This segment will be on marketing ideas. Marketing, money-making ideas. We all want to hear that. All right. The first and number one money-making idea that we spoke about, and just about all of these webinars, is the one-on-one individual telephone session. Okay. Probably a lot of you older folks remember this telephone person here. So luckily we're not talking from shoes today. We can do it with computers or with the phone. So the one-on-one session is the bread and butter. So whether you're doing telephone sessions, whether you're doing it with Skype or Uvu, whether you're doing it even in person, that's our bread and butter. So now what we want to do is expand. What other ways are there of making money besides this? Okay. So the first one, we're talking about passive income earlier. Passive income is ways you can make money without having to do anything. Once you set it up, the money continues to come in. That's the beauty of books, as we spoke of earlier. When you write a book, it's there, it's done. And the money just keeps on coming in, coming in. Sometimes I'll get a check for a book that I forgot all about even having written. So that's kind of nice, okay? What this little picture is here to the right, that's actually a picture of a portion of our online bookstore. This here, I think, is all of the, or a lot of the PDF books. What we did with our online bookstore is we have the downloadable books, and then you go a little bit further beyond, it's all the same books, all the ones that we have in print format, because some people would rather have them in print. Obviously, you're making, it's giving a good discount by having them download because you don't have the overhead. With the print books, you got to pay for the shipping and, the printing and all that good stuff. So if you want to see that, go to any one of our web pages. At the top, you'll see online store, just to get an idea of how that all works. You can see the little button there that says more info. So the info button actually usually goes to another page breaking down, talking a little bit more about the book, and where it says add to cart. I don't know if you remember earlier I spoke to you about a program called eJunkie that I use. Well, that's the button for them. So eJunkie, basically when you click on that, it brings you to a page actually through eJunkie where you fill out, and you're actually paying through PayPal, but eJunkie basically gets the money from PayPal, and they send the book, they have the file, everything's right there, so the book gets sent to you, the money goes to PayPal, I have the money, there's nothing that I have to do, all these other companies take care of it. So that kind of gives you an idea what the button looks like, a little bit different than the PayPal button. Matter of fact, I think if you go down the bottom of the page or go on my online store, the pages for the school, and actually for my CDs, it's a little different. You'll see some of the PayPal buttons on those. So that's a good passive income right there. Another idea is MP3s. Now this looks a little bit like Raluca's page, her telephone hypnosis page, but basically this is what's in the middle. We have a separate page just for online products. So up here at the top you can see is the Ultimate Self-Healing Program we put out just recently. I believe Chris was asking me about CD programs. Well, that's one of them. Then we have the one we told you about, the Wake Up and See Who You Are program, which is the second one. Now, the third one, for those of you that want to know what the Theater of the Imagination is supposed to sound like, that's the actual Theater of the Imagination CD by Raluca. It's just the follow-up CD itself, about 10 minutes, I believe it is. I think it's a 15-minute CD with 5 minutes of music at the end, so it's 10-minute actual talk. And then as you go down, we don't have pictures of each one of them, but as you go down, you see that actually we're using the eJunkie buttons on here too. Mm-hmm. So as you go down, it tells you, creating wealth, decision making, all the different CDs, talks about it. You click on it, and again, it's delivered immediately. So extra ways of income. You have books, you have MP3s, you have CDs. There's a lot. You can even sell videos if you're starting to do interviews and this kind of thing as well. Courses, okay, can you put together a course on anything? Well, if you do something interesting such as the gastric bypass we're talking about earlier, and the reason I bring that up, it seems to be so new and everyone has an interest in new things. How do you make a course? Well, if you don't know enough about a product yourself, Interview 6 or 7 people that do. Put it all together, you have yourself a course. We just recently took I believe it was last week, we were part of a webinar program. We actually bought a webinar program, kind of like this one that you folks are listening to, but this one was on online marketing, and it was a 4-day program. It was kind of grueling all day long, but what this guy did, he is an online marketer, online marketing guru himself, but he's kind of new. So what he did was he did 1-hour segments with, I think about 15 or 16 online gurus, people who were, I believe just about every one of them was a millionaire. There's one guy that was making 7 digits a month through online marketing. So basically, he interviewed these people, asked them questions, and they did their own webinar. So we listened to webinars or 1-hour segments from 15 of the top online marketers, probably in the world because it's on the internet. And he put that all together as a webinar, and it was well worth it because we got so many ideas from these folks. So how many people can you find? I mean, you want to do something on dog training, okay? All you have to do is punch in dog training in the search engine, look at the top people. If they look like they're pretty much on the ball, ask them if you can interview them. Most people will say yes, because most of these people are small businessmen just like us, independent. They want to make money, and by being interviewed, they know that those interviews are going to be listened to by someone. Okay, so that's how they get their exposure, is by being interviewed by, a lot of these people will love to do that. Put it together, you have a course. Courses is a really big thing. Webinars is a really big thing. As you know, it's really up and coming with technology today. Affiliate programs. We spoke about that. This is the front page of my affiliate program. Matter of fact, just as we've been talking over the last few hours, I've been looking at my email, and people are clicking on these banners. These people are taking these banners basically and putting them on their pages. And when somebody clicks on one of my banners on their page, basically they come to my page, and if somebody buys something or takes something, these people get paid. Matter of fact, one of them, my banner, my call banner on the right, I've had probably about 15 clicks just from one web page from a guy, a doctor in India, who has my banner all over his pages. You see what I mean? So I'm doing nothing, and people in India are clicking on all my pages from the affiliate thing. Now, for our affiliates, we have probably, 150 affiliates so far? And we haven't had this thing up that long. So we have probably about 150 affiliates. So it means 150 people with web pages that are advertising my products. That's kind of cool. So somebody goes on this page, and basically if they go to your page first, this is how most of these affiliates work. If they go on your page and they click on this banner that's on your page, the internet, or these spiders or whatever they call it in the internet, keep track of that through cookies. So if anybody comes to my site after having clicked on your site and buys one of my products within the next year, as soon as they buy that, this affiliate program was able to figure out that they came to your page first, and if they bought from me, you get a commission. And it gives me like a play-by-play every week who got commissions, and once they hit $100, it sends a check out to them. So it's kind of a neat program. So I could be selling home study courses, 6-day courses, 3-day courses, and people get commission on that for sending people to me. Matter of fact, people even get commission, as you can see with a free manual, for sending people to me to download a free manual. They're getting paid every time somebody does that. So great way to basically build more business for your site if you can do this. Another affiliate site we spoke about before is ClickBank. Now this isn't ClickBank, this is my own, but ClickBank is a similar type thing where you can sell your products with affiliates, or you can sell other people's products as an affiliate. So it's a great way for making money. So think about that. And there's a lot of other affiliate programs out there. There's tons of them. Be creative and, do some research and see what kind of things you want to get into. I'm sure there's a lot of them that are dedicated around certain fields. I'm sure like mental health has their own things. Hypnosis has their own things. Hypnosis is more geared around the self-help. So if you punch in self-help, you'll usually find an awful lot of stuff in that. Okay. Other money-making ideas. We spoke a lot about the different affiliates and all that, so let's get into something different. How about conducting online group sessions? Okay, how can you do that? Well, an online group session, I mean, it's not going to be like when you're doing the smoking programs in a hotel, because that you're not going to have all those people get on the phone. That's ridiculous. But one thing you can do is conducting small group sessions like past life regression, contacting spirits, or small metaphysics section, metaphysic tech groups, where depending on who's putting it on, if it's a lot of times businesses will want to put this kind of thing on, and if they have a speakerphone or something like that, you can do it that way, where people can just be in a room and listen to you either through a speakerphone, or actually works a lot better through a computer. Now, I'm going to give you another twist of this, which is on this in a few minutes that you're going to really like. But actually, this here is my past life regression page. We actually have a group past life regression page. What this one happens to be is just a group one that we do in hotels, where people come on a weekly basis, and we do group past life regression or group contacting spirits. And actually, they have quite a following. Usually, when you do this kind of thing, it grows more and more. People just like to do it. Even if they don't experience anything on their own, after you're done something like this, you go around the room and ask everybody what they experienced one by one. Once they hear all the stories of everyone else, even if they didn't experience their own thing, they're going to be excited to come back because of all the other stories. They're going to want to come back and do it themselves. Now, if that's something that interests you, doing online group programs like that on the computer, on the telephone, here's a great way to get started. And this is also a great way to get individual sessions on the phone. Radio stations. Get a hold of a radio station. There's so many radio talk shows that are looking for things to do that are interesting, okay? So be interviewed by a radio talk show host. That's one way of doing it. And through the interview, tell them what you do, and if it's interesting, you're going to get clients that way. But even better than that, offer a radio talk show or any radio show a free live hypnosis session. So let's say you offer them a free group past life regression session. Think about that for a moment. A free group past life regression session. Now, you would let them know some of the rules, okay? We don't want anybody listening to this while driving a car or operating any dangerous machinery. Only do it if you're sitting in a recliner and you're safe. So the same pre-rules, okay? And you explain it to the radio host this way, okay? So you're going to do it. You don't even have to go into the radio station. You're going to do it from home over the telephone, okay? And you're going to actually go through your entire session like Raluca did, but a regular past life regression session. And if you don't know how to put one together, you don't have all the information that you need, go in the manual, and I have the complete, actually every single word you need to say. You go to in the miscellaneous section, there's a whole outline for doing groups, and where it says session, go in my miscellaneous, in the metaphysical section, and take that script that I have in there for the past life regression. That is the exact script that we do for past life regression sessions. So you do it over the radio. So everyone sits down at home, and they're listening to your past life regression. Many of them are going to go through their own experience. Now, at the end of the show, okay, you might want to speed it up. You don't have to do a real long deepener, not because mainly you want them to go through the experience of the past life. So at the end of the show, the radio talk host has people call in with their experiences. So one calls in, I was in Ireland, another one was a samurai, another one was Indian or whatever. And there's going to be so many interesting stories coming in. You did this free for the radio station, so you ask them, okay, what I'd like you to do is at the end say if anybody's interested in having their own past life regression session over the telephone, this is the number they need to call. Or they can go to your webpage where they can see all the information on it. If you're going to do that, let's say for past life regression, I would suggest that you gear your webpage towards that. So you look like the guru for past life regression. So you can either tell them that you're going to, they can call in to do individual sessions like that, or you can say every Wednesday night at 5 o'clock, we do a group past life regression session, and it only costs $10 a head. Click on this button on a website to sign in. So it'd be, you can do it almost like a webinar. There's so many different programs. There's telephone group programs you can do. A lot of these programs will take up to 100 people, So if they're paying $10 a head and you're getting a whole mess of them, especially being advertised by a radio station, imagine how many people you can get. Again, if this is your gig and you want to do it, Doesn't have to be past life regression. It could be a group smoking. But I found that people, with groups, you're going to have a lot more of a following with past life than you are smoking. It just turned out that way for us anyway. So the radio station likes it because they're getting something unique. They're getting all these experiences. People are calling in. And even people that didn't go through it are listening to this interesting thing going on. It's like remarkable for them. So they didn't go through it, but they're going to probably want to. So they might try a group first. They might try a group or an individual one. You just let them know over the radio. We have the group ones, which is going to be like you did tonight. But we have individual sessions where you're going to experience twice as much. It's just so much more exciting. But it also costs more. You know, the average past life regression session goes for about $150. Actually, that's actually low, as Luca was saying. But I'm talking about the average everyday person doing it, about $150. But in comparison, the big thing that's out now, just like in the medical part, it's a gastric bypass. In the metaphysical realm, the big thing is life between lives. Where a past life regression goes for $150 as an example, a life between life session goes for about $400, okay? So, and if you listen to my past life regression session, the last portion of it where you go through the light and you're in that same life between life type thing. But that's something we're not going to get into how to do that here. That's not what this webinar is about, but there is big money in that area, okay? Now, radio stations. Remember, we're talking about the internet now. We're talking about your area of practice is not only in your neighborhood anymore, it's the whole world. So contact radio stations, not only in your area, you have the whole country. So if you're able to do this with one radio station in your area, why not do one in the next state, in another country? It doesn't matter because the telephone and computer can go anywhere, okay? Today, you know, what's that program that we have that you can call the United States and Canada from anywhere in the world?
Magic Jack.
You can get something like Magic Jack, and you can call anywhere, you know, from anywhere. You can call United States and Canada for, I think it's $20 a year. So there's so many programs like that where phone is free or just about free that you can contact any radio station. So this can be a full-time income just in itself. And just to show you how you could take something like this and go off on it, you can record these segments when people call you and they're telling you their experiences, and you can put those online as podcasts, as videos. People love to hear those. If you go through my YouTube videos, you're going to see I have a whole section of videos which are just the responses of people having gone through past life regression and contacting spirit sessions. And what I did is I videotaped them as they're talking about their experience. And I posted them on YouTube. Those are some of my highest ranking videos. We're talking in the thousands because people want to hear that. Some of these experiences are remarkable. I mean, they're shedding tears and everything. They're just so real to them, okay? So that's a way to do it. Get a hold of the radio talk shows. If you like that, get a hold of a whole mess of them. Don't be afraid. We're just doing it once. If you want to send out mailers, send them out to everybody, okay? And if you get a radio talk show or a radio show that really likes it, do it again. Make yourself a weekly visitor. Okay, it doesn't have to be, you know, just a one-time thing. If it works, you keep on going more and more and more. Okay. We have a question here. What do you use to broadcast from your home radio station? Oh, I'm talking about you're doing this with a radio station, so you're just talking from your phone. Can you ask the radio station to pay you? Well, you're going to get so much as a result of this. Offer it for free, and you get people that want to do it. If you ask the radio station to pay you, they probably won't. They have so many people begging them to do this kind of stuff or to do interesting things that they don't have to pay people. Now, if you do something and they like it, they may ask you to stay on as a regular show. I know over here our local radio station has had Sue Yami, who was actually passed away now, but she was a basically a radio psychic, and she did a lot of psychic type things over the radio, and they paid her. She had a regular weekly thing, and a lot of big psychics have done this kind of thing. The neat thing about it with past life regression, you're not just doing it a one-on-one like your psychics, you're doing it a one-on everybody who's listening. So that makes it more interesting. There's more of a buzz. There's more people calling into the radio station, and that's the way that needs to be sold to them. So many people are going to be interested in this. So many people are going to be calling in. You're going to be flooded with calls, everyone wanting to tell you what they experienced. Now, you know, he should have the secretary screening some of these people calling in so you don't have any wackos, you know, so just the ones that really had an experience call in. Because, you know, with radio stations, you're getting a lot of different type people calling in. We'll just kind of leave it at that. Okay, moving along. Party plans, okay? Now, that was the other thing I was going to say that you can do with past life regression or contacting spirits or anything that you think. It could be, you know, even I don't know if you could do a gastric bypass party plan. That kind of sounds gross. But, I mean, what kind of things can you think of with hypnosis that might be enjoyable or that people might want to do together? Maybe experiencing happiness, maybe experiencing self-image, you know, improve self-image, confidence. There's a lot of things you can do.
Past life is a big one.
But, yeah, past life seems to be one of the biggest ones for that. But with a party plan type thing, matter of fact, you'll see on this web page here, host a past life regression home party plan. Oh, is that on my website? Oh, my. A party, an event, a memorable experience. Now, this is a live one. But, and you see at the bottom, it says, which would you rather spend your evening doing? Bowling, going to the movies, watching reruns of Seinfeld, or traveling to past lives with your friends? I always tell people you're going to have the best time of your past life, okay? So it's an interesting thing. So people get together for Tupperware, they get together for all these things. So why not have them all get together and you make a call, and when you call in, basically, you know, you could do it with a computer. They could even see you, and you could see all of them. If you want to do it with Uvu or, you know, whatever it is you're using. And, you know, again, with the computer, it's great because you can actually see that they're all sitting down. And, again, if you could record get a screen capture software, you could record it and actually put YouTube videos up of each person giving their experience after. But it's great because basically what you do is you tell the rules. I want you to sit down comfortably, you know, get it spaced apart from each other so you're not touching each other. And everyone close your eyes and you do the session. And after the session, when they open their eyes, you give them all approximately 5 minutes of being quiet. Make sure they all have a paper and pen nearby, and you tell them to write down everything they could think of that happened. Then one by one, you go from person to person, having them tell what their experience was. And you're going to find it remarkable, not only for them, but for other people watching the videos. So you can see where this feeds itself. These people had a great time. They're probably going to want to do it again. You're taking the videos, putting them online. People are going to see online that you're doing online videos, party plans, and you're going to get calls from them as well saying, hey, can we do that? So you can see where this is something that would grow. Just to give you ideas, it's something more that you can do. Can this be done over the phone? Someone says. That's exactly what we're talking about. You can do it over the phone or over the computer. Yeah, with the computer, with Uvu or Skype, you could actually see them, but it could just be done with a regular cell phone also. So just do it on, on the cell phone, and again, on their end, they're going to have a way to have a speaker so everyone can hear. So that would be one of the only situations where I would say, don't worry about them all having, a headset or something. Okay. Consignment or through affiliates. Okay. Now, what I mean by, well, let's read through this and I'll explain what I'm talking about. On the phone or the computer, again, dealing with health spas, day spas, massage therapists, holistic practitioners and centers, metaphysical centers, gyms, most any self-employed practitioner of any art. Now, let's stop talking about telephones for 1 minute. When I'm doing my regular hypnosis class, okay, the regular hypnosis, live hypnosis training, one of the ways I tell people that you can get going right away is to do hypnosis sessions on consignment. In other words, you already have your office where people are coming to, but let's say you don't want to open an office. How about if you hand out, let's say, a packet, with let's say with a brochure talking about yourself, what you do, what kind of sessions you do, and the cover letter saying that I will do sessions on consignment. In other words, if you have people, and send them to all these people, day spas, if they have someone that's interested in hypnosis, they can put a sign up somewhere that you will do the session and you'll give them a commission. So the average going commission for something like that is usually about 30, 35%. That's what I tell them to do. So these people are going around to, I've had graduates going to all the different health spas and day spas and chiropractors and anyone that may be open to hypnosis. Gyms is a big one. I have one guy in Worcester, Mass. that deals with all the Gold's gyms. He's a bodybuilder as well as a hypnotherapist. So you go to all these people and you give them cards, and they might say, okay, well, you do the hypnosis in your office and send us a commission, or you can come to our place and we'll say, give us a commission. You could rent a room from us, or, so there's a lot of options. But with the telephone, you can give them the same option. You do the session over the phone, but it's like an affiliate. When the person pays for it, the money goes directly to that person as an affiliate, or you just send them their commission. So if it's make it easier, if it's $100 session, they're getting $30. $200 session, they're getting $60. So it's really worth it if you think of it. It's someone you weren't going to get normally. Now the beauty of this, when I have brand new practitioners doing this, going to all the different places, I've had some people that say, gosh, I'm getting business from chiropractors, from mental health people. I mean, some of them are having more than they can handle because they actually went through what I said and they made the brochures and all that and they started handing them out to everyone. So what if we were to do that online? Now you're not limited to your own town. I mean, just do a search of day spas or health spas if you like to deal with that kind of thing, which they're open to hypnosis, or all these, these Witch or Us stores or the head shops, whatever you want to call them, metaphysical centers, where they sell all these different, the tarot decks and all the different candles and all that. A lot of those places will have all kinds of practitioners come in. So why not do a search online and find them throughout the whole country or the world and send them all an email of what you're doing? That's something I haven't seen done yet. We will do telephone hypnosis sessions for you on consignment. So you don't have to rent me a room. There's basically nothing they have to do. Now, who are you contacting? These health spas, day spas, massage therapists, metaphysical centers, they're all small business people. Now, what do all these small business people have in common? They're all trying to eke out an income. They want to make money, and they want to find a way to make money without having to invest in something. You're coming up to them with a proposal where they don't have to invest in anything. They just have to refer people to you. You're doing all the work. You're not using any of their room. You're not using any materials, and you send them a commission. What can be better than that? So a lot of these people are going to be very open to it. So that's a great way to expand your business. Make a list of different type businesses you think would be interested in what you're doing. Again, different type sessions would be better for different areas. The gentleman that does the Gold's Gyms out of Massachusetts, he does quite a few Gold's Gyms. His number one thing is smoking, and I believe, things having to do with exercising. I believe it's energy, this kind of thing here. But kind of like what a personal fitness trainer would do, because that's basically what he did before. He has that niche for the gym. Gastric bypass, you might want to work with doctors on that. I don't know, a lot of medical practitioners wouldn't like that because they're going to lose money, but maybe holistic practitioners, I know around here, I know several chiropractors that really love the idea of hypnosis. If you want to get involved with dentists, you might want to even, there's again, if you're in the medical practice, in the medical field, you can do things having to do with anesthesia for dental work. There's just so many things. What do you want to work in? What's your niche? And you can see how you can find ways to expand this. But I think this right here is a gold mine, looking at the ideas of health spas, day spas, all these type of things, because a lot of these places have many practitioners working in there. As a matter of fact, there's one, I think in Portland, not too far from here, called Leaping Lizards. Okay, Leaping Lizards, when you go in there, they're always having group type things. Tonight's Tai Chi. Tomorrow night is past life regression. The next night is angel cards. The next night is psychic readings, So basically they can do a hypnosis thing or a past life thing or something like that with you, and they don't even have to use any of their services. Or they might have somebody that does a group past life in their office, but they don't have any individual sessions. By them seeing a letter from you, maybe they'll send them to you. So there's a lot of different options. Again, be creative. Okay, and I have a survey question. I want to see if everybody's been listening, so we're going to have to get ready to start typing. what money-making ideas have you thought of while viewing this webinar, okay? Or especially this last part. I mean, I'm sure some ideas have hit you. I can do this. I'm going to get a hold of, these people, that people. So I want everybody to give me at least one idea that they thought of that I could put down here, which is going to help our readers, which is going to help future people, as well as you over here, to give them some more ideas. I can do group weight loss sessions. That's a good one, yeah. Let's see, let's write that down. Matter of fact, that just jogged my mind for another idea which I want to give you. So we've got group weight loss sessions, okay. Another idea, which I don't know if we didn't get to speak of that earlier, is especially when it comes to, remember we were talking about the follow-up, something I wanted to mention, rather than having to give them the follow-up session, there's other ways of getting people to do follow-up, which we spoke of that in the last lesson, but I wanted to bring that up because it just hit my mind. Okay, is besides giving them a follow-up CD, and we talked to you about you can do meditation, the whole idea is to get them thinking of this, to get them thinking of what it is, what their goal is on a daily basis. For instance, when we do our group smoking withdrawal program, I don't give them a follow-up CD because every day they're thinking about this because they're buying a different brand of cigarettes every day, and they have a few rules that they have to do, which gets them focusing on what they're doing. So they are focusing on the goal every single day. So other ways of doing this is meditation. If they can meditate on them as the goal, that'll be good. Meditation. What else works besides meditation? Daydreaming. Just sitting there and daydreaming, thinking about what do you want, what's your goal. Prayer. Prayer is a very good way of doing it. What is prayer? Prayer is very similar to a meditation. And to a lot of people, it's like a hypnosis session. You're asking what you want. Okay, so again, focus on what you want, praying for it, whether you're praying for it, whether you're dwelling on it, whatever it might be, guided imagery, just thinking about it and imagining what it would be like. So there's a lot of other options. Okay, let's get back to these ideas. Let's see, yoga centers might be a good place to approach for consignment hypnosis. Yeah, yoga centers is a great place. Let's see if I could type, ooh. I got to get that over there. Let's see, the period, yes. Yoga centers. Who else has an idea here? Work with real estate investment groups to help with their investment goals. Now, see, that's not something, I'm not familiar with that field, but real estate I'm sure would work really well. And that's the neat thing about having many minds thinking of things like what we're talking about right now. That's the whole idea of a mastermind. You're coming up with ideas that one or two people may not have thought of. So how do we call this? Real estate investing groups. So with real estate investing, let's see, let me get all capitals there. To help with their investment goals. Great. Helping people to find lost objects instantly over the phone. Yep, there's another whole area. Number 4 would be forensic hypnosis. Oops. See what I mean when you don't look at the screen? Forensic hypnosis. Actually, about 3 weeks ago, I had a woman call and say, it was an emergency thing, frantic. Can you hypnotize me to find a wedding ring? Or actually, it was just a ring, a valuable ring. So you never know when people, and now if you're advertising for it, you might find a lot of things like that. I had one lady that lost a $7,000 check. Took a while, but we found it. The hardest one was a guy that went out partying one night and he lost his car. It took me an entire hour just in hypnosis, not the deepener and induction, just in the actual trying to find it, a whole hour, but we found his car in Center City, Philadelphia. It was interesting because the guy was from Northeast Philadelphia, went to Center City, Philadelphia drinking, and woke up on the street in South Philly. Had no idea where he left his car, but we found it. What is forensic hypnosis? It's using hypnosis as a detective in someone's mind to find things that they lost. That's all it is. Let's see. doing hypnosis for corporate smoking. Yep, the whole corporate idea is a great idea. So 5. Oops, I say 5 and I did 4. 5. There we go. Okay, so you're getting the whole ideas, corporate smoking. Here's 5 more ideas that we didn't have before. So be creative. Think about different ideas that you can use. There's just so many things. What I find is some people, when they want to get doing something in business, they want to go out and do everything. Well, it's kind of like the little kid trying to grab every single toy in the room away from everybody else. Okay, he's picking them all up and he keeps on dropping them. He just can't do it. It's a lot better to take one thing and do it well than take everything and not do any one of them good. Okay, oops, and we have one last one that I'm going to put in here before we go to questions, and that's going to be number 6. And Alan says leadership groups. Oh, leadership groups. There we go. Another thing that we didn't, it's not really hypnosis related, but another thing that works out really great over the phone that we did successfully about a year ago is mastermind groups. Getting together with a bunch of people of like interests, like minds. So a bunch of people in hypnosis, a bunch of people, self-employed people, whatever it is, and come up with different ideas, all getting together, come up with different money-making ideas, ways they can move ahead. We did that. We had, actually it was a telephone program, kind of like this, but without the video. And we had, I believe, 9 people doing it. And the ideas you will come up with a mastermind group is unbelievable. You're going to come up with many ideas that you wouldn't have had on your own. So with that, congratulations, you made it through. And my little dough-man's jumping in the air. So if you have any last-minute questions about the webinar, things that we discussed on here you'd like us to discuss real quick, this is the time to type them. And if you're really tired and you want to go to bed, you can do that too. I know it's getting late, but we're going to give you a couple minutes here to see if anyone has any last-minute questions about everything. And while I'm waiting for that to happen, I want to thank you all for attending the telephone hypnosis webinar. It's been a pleasure working with all of you. We had some great ideas, and I hope you all enjoyed it as well. And if you have any comments you'd like to make, please go ahead and send us some emails, and especially any positive, constructive testimonials. That's the way. I guess it's late. I can't even think of the words. Testimonials that we can put on our webpage for this fine program. We'd like to see them. And Jessica's calling me a rock. Uh-oh. Oh, she says, thank you, Radiant Raluca. You rock. Thank you. That's a lot better. Okay. And you're welcome, Paul. Wait, we have one question here. There's a Chamber of Commerce meeting of holistic practitioners, and I'm thinking, why would I want to be part of that? Here we are all competing with each other. Yes. Don't worry, Karen, don't worry about the competition, okay? The competitive mind never makes it. There's no competition except for yourself. So if you have a Chamber of Commerce of holistic practitioners, don't look at them as competition. Join them. Teach them. Learn from them, okay? They're all there to help you. But the competitive mind, that's the wrong way to look at it. Be creative. Embrace them, and you'll find that they'll help you more than hurt you. And, well, I guess that's about it for questions. And thank you very much. I appreciate all the fine comments that I'm getting now. And best of luck to you, to your success.